The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Psalms 104, and I will test them. Okay, the mic's working, sorry. This will be Psalms 104, and I'm going to do just what I say right above my head. I'm going to look for the original first writer's format by finding the smallest sentence and then grouping those sentences together as a small paragraph. And I guess I'll get started. The fuchsia colored words are text that's been added into the New American Standard Bible 1977, which is the text I'm using, because you've seen I have a concordance that I can use to show you all the words that they used when they did use a word, such as light. It might not be light on the when you look in the concordance. So with that, I will just say, bless Wivey, my soul. YV. And get rid of that. I usually add that in when I'm find the capital letter word God, and then I look in the Hebrew text and find it's Elohim. There are actually 2,300 and some verses that have this capital G, little o, little d, and it is representing the Hebrew word Elohim. But when I examine every verse, it seems to tell me that the text is telling me that it's our Creator. So I will be changing all the Elohims to our Creator. And why be my Creator? You are very great. Okay, I guess that's something about our Creator. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. Okay. You are clothed with splendor and majesty is covering yourself. With light as a cloak stretching out heaven like a tent curtain. He lays the beams of his upper chambers and waters. Oops. He makes the clouds his chariot. He walks upon the wings of the wind. Are we sure we're talking about our Creator here? Okay. He makes the winds his messengers, flaming fire his ministers. He established the earth upon his foundations. We have a flat world view right there. So it will not totter, and we know it does, forever and ever. You did cover it with the deep as a garment of waters. You did cover it with the deep as a garment. The waters were standing above the mountains. The waters were standing above the mountains. That's just a complete lie. But so is much of the other stuff above. So at your rebuke, they fled at the sound of your thunder. They hurried away. Now we're talking about the mountains here. The mountains rose and the valleys sunk. Down to a place which you did establish for them. You did set a boundary that they may not pass over, that they may not reach to cover the earth. He sends forth springs. He sent forth springs in the valley. They are below, they flow between the mountains. They give drink to every beast of the field. The wild donkeys quench their thirst. Beside them, the birds of heaven they live, they fly. They lift up their voices among the branches. The waters and the mountains from his upper chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of his works. Oh, he causes the grass to grow, or he causes the grass to grow for the cattle, and vegetation for the labor of man, so that he may bring forth food from the earth. Wine makes man's heart. Wine makes man's heart glad, so that glad, and his face glisten with oil, and food sustains man's heart. uh, okay, the tree of Wyvie. The trees of Wyvie drink their fill. The cedars of Lebanon, which he did planted, where the birds build their nests, and the stork's home is in the fir trees. The high mountains are for wild goats, the cliffs and ridges for the rock badger. He made the moon for the seasons. The sun knows the place of its setting. Now that is a good flat verse. Flat world knows the place of its setting. Okay. You did appoint darkness, and it becomes night, in which all the beasts prowl about. Well, I guess which all the beasts of the forest prowl about. Young lions roar after their prey and seek their food from God. When the sun rises, they withdraw. When the sun rises, they lay down in their dens. Man goes forth to work and labor until evening. How many, Wivey, how many are your works? I guess are your works in wisdom. You have made them all. The earth is full of your possessions. There is a sea. There is the sea, great and broad, in which are swarms without numbers. Animals great and small, animals both, great and small. There are ships moving along. Which have forms I just don't. And Leviathan, this is almost like dolphins to me. They all wait for you to give them their food in due season. You did give to them, they gather it up. You did open your hand, they are satisfied with good. You did hide your face. They are dismayed. You did not take away their spirit. They expire and return to the dust. You did send forth your spirit. They are created, and you did renew the face of the ground. Let the glory of Yahweh endure forever. Let Yahweh be glad in his works. He looks at the earth, and it trembles. He touches the mountains, and they smoke. I will sing to Yahweh as long as I live, and I'll sing my praises to my Creator while I have my being. Let my meditation be pleasing to him. As for me, I'll be glad in Yahweh. Let sinners be consumed. Let sinners be consumed from earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless Yahweh, my soul. Praise Yah. Now there is so much wrong with that, and I'm tell you what, this is gonna. There is. Okay. I thought this was going to take me at least 3 hours to do this one, but this is so stupid. I'm having a hard time here holding it in while I'm reading this. Let me explain something. The writers know who our Creator is. He's taught them that where heaven is located, what are heavens. He made everything. So, first of all, when I'm looking at this text, bless Yahweh. You cannot bless our Creator, okay? My soul. Bless Yahweh, my soul. Your soul is not the one blessing. Your soul is you. That's the way they understood it. And then when your body dies, your soul goes down into the abyss. But your soul cannot bless him. So this is out. Yahweh, my Creator, you are very great. Now that doesn't sound like he's a creator of everything, does it? So this is out. You are clothed with splendor. Who are we talking about here? That just, with majesty covering yourself, with light as a cloak. Okay, now example, if I was talking about a sun god, then you would say, okay, I can see where the sun god here is with the light as a cloak, that God is inside the sun and the light is the cloak. And actually, I showed you in the beginning intro where they have capitalized the letter S in sun, which they are praising the sun god Ra. So I should find their stuff in the text. So right there is the sun god that we've got in here. Covering yourself, you are clothed with splendor, your majesty, and your majesty covering yourself with light as a cloak. See that? That is a sun god. Okay. Stretching out the heavens, stretching out heaven like a tent curtain. Okay. He lays beams in his upper chambers in the water. We know that's not true. He makes the clouds his chariot. Well, that's a lie. I mean, come on now. He walks upon the wings of the wind. He makes winds his messenger, flaming fire his ministers. He established the earth on its foundation. Now, if I had a sun god and I had a flat earth, then yes, the earth has a foundation underneath it, okay, and it's not going to move. So it will not totter forever and ever, okay? So this is quite unique to see this. This is actually written by somebody who thinks there is a flat earth and the sun is God, okay? So you did cover it with the deep as a garment, okay? So what's the deep? Must be the stars. You covered it with the deep. Oh, this is still the bottom of the earth. Now that means that he covered the foundation that will not totter with a deep, like as a garment, and the waters were standing above the mountains, and the waters were standing above the mountains. Now here, like they didn't know that what we know today is the Atlantic Ocean, or what they could see at the bottom of the Sinai into I think it's the Indian Ocean. The waters were standing above the mountains. The water was standing as mountains, okay? Meaning they were holding themselves up in position because they didn't know what was on the outside of it. They didn't know it was round, okay? At your rebuke, they fled at the sound of your thunder. They hurried away. The mountains rose and the valleys sank down to the place which you did establish for them. Okay, you did set the boundary that they may not pass over. See, that's an explanation by them that he set a boundary that they will not pass over. Okay, that they may not return to cover the earth. I think we're still talking about the waters. I think this is all the waters. He sends forth springs in the valley, and they flow between the mountains. Actually, there's no mountains in Israel, so these would be hills. They give drink to every beast of the field. Okay, all of a sudden we're having like deities in control of the water here. Or they get the springs making the rivers. And the beasts of the field and walking out in quench. Beside them, the birds of the heaven fly in, lift up their voice among the branches. Now we finally got a true statement out of all that. He waters the mountains from his upper chamber, and the earth is satisfied with the fruit of his work. Come on. This, he causes the grass to grow for the cattle, the vegetation for the labor of man. He causes earth. The wine makes a man's heart glad so that he may make his face glisten like oil. And food sustains a man's heart. Man's heart. The trees of Wyvie drink their fill. The cedars of Lebanon, which he planted, where the birds build their nest, and the stork's home is in the fir trees. The high mountains are the wild goats, the close refuge, the badgers. He made the moon for the seasons. The sun knows the place of its setting. All of a sudden, we don't have a sun god here. This is odd. He made the moon for the seasons. But that's not true. But then again, if they didn't know the earth tilts back and forth, then they're blaming it on the moon, which is kind of odd. And the sun knows the place of its setting. That means it knows where the moon is setting. The sun knows the place of its setting. Because when you look at the moon, you'll see it coming up in different positions from the horizon and going down under the horizon different. So they're thinking that the moon causes these seasons by doing that, and the sun knows it's the place of its setting. So it's not the sun the sun knows, though, or the sun god knows the place of the moon setting. Okay, pretty sure that's how you have to understand it when you know that they're blaming the moon movement as causing the seasons. You did appoint darkness, and it becomes night, in which all the beasts of the forest prowl about. When the sun rises, they lay down. Okay, I guess I've got this wrong. The sun knows the place of its setting. The sun rises. Lay down. Numbers. I'm just looking, and I would say this is actually the dolphins. The dolphins are the one that appear above the water, and if you've I'm by Florida, the dolphins are quite entertaining when they're playing on the surface of the water. They all wait for you to give them their food in due season. How do they know what food is for them in the water? But anyways, this is all out. This is going to be completely gone. I can't use any of this. Oops. I didn't use any of the last one either. But this one is so good that I got to use the whole thing to really explain to people what all that meaning is. And I'm going to definitely go over that. But that is just, this is all just out. I just needed a copy. Whoops, I should have known it was still highlighted. And here when I didn't read any of it, and I should have, because I was thinking that it was going to take 3 hours to get through that to edit it, because I've done so many of these. But yes, sometimes when they're rough, even at 12 verses, can take me an hour and a half. So, but that's because I'm digging out the true truths. So, anyways, that was a bunch of bullshit, I guess. So maybe I can add 5 to it. No, this is 45. I see text in here that I know is very important. Okay, so I've got to do this one on the next time. I'm going to have to just quit this one. Sorry about that. I will see you on the next one.